Let's make a simple walk cycle for this model. And before we do that, it's good to check if everything is zeroed out. So let's check all the handles. This is 0, yes, it's also 0, 0. This one too. And if you have more handles, check all of them. You could have a knee handle or a ankle handle and facial handle or whatever, elbow handle. So check all of them if they're zeroed out. If not, go again to modify and freeze transformations and get them all on 0. So let's make a simple moving forward and backwards. We just discussed about contact point. So let's create that first. So the contact pose. Sorry, the contact pose. Let's create that first. So in order to do that, we would like to have one foot going forward. So let's say that the left foot is going forward and it's not going to the ground, so the hip is way too much up. So we can have this, but we need to have the hips going down like that. So there is actually contact. See that now contact can happen. Maybe this is a bit too far out. It's like a bit too much maybe for this pose. We can put it a bit or towards here, and then we have our first foot forward. And we see it's only the translation Z that's going forward. So in that case, we can say right mouse click on it and say key selected. So only that one is keyed now in the beginning. And of course the hip is also, the Y-axis is also going down here. So we key select it as well. And this one, this leg, is actually going backwards. And like that. And this, actually the ankle of this foot is a bit more rotated because it's already moving away now. So if we hit the ankle bone itself, we can go to rotate and do it a little bit like that, like move it a little bit in. We can also do a rotation here, a keyframe, and for this one we haven't keyframed it yet, so it's good to keyframe that as well, like that. Keyframe. Yeah, so the hips need to be a little bit more bent forward, and so we can do that. We can grab the hips and we can bend it towards, and the left leg is going forward, so the hips are bending more towards the right leg in this case. So you can do a little bit like that. Yes. And we can also, this is the Y rotation, keyframe that. And maybe even a bit more forward in space, like that. So that the legs are on maximum size apart. Maybe even the front leg needs to be a little bit more rotated to the front, but let's go with this. Let's see, so these keyframes are also now in place, and translation is in place. So we keyframed all of these, and yeah, so maybe this ankle bone, we can rotate a little bit more like that. That's more contacting like that. And we can move it a little bit forward in space, like that, and this even back in space. But yeah, it's a further support like this, and let's keyframe that one, and this one, keyframe it. And so we have a basic now for the first contact pose, which is the legs most apart. So now we can go to the passing pose, and that means that we go back in space where both feet are in the same spot, and then they pass each other, the passing pose. So let's go 16 frames to the front. Let's see, 17, and let's create that pose. So this one goes all the way back where the other one is. Actually, we're mirroring this pose right? So it's a mirror of that pose. So the left becomes right and right becomes left and so forth. So we can keyframe that. And that one goes to the front, right there. And we can also keyframe that. Keyframe. And we also need to keyframe the hips. So the hips are going more, the weight is now on the other side. So the hip will change towards this, like that. And we can keyframe that as well. There's a lot of keyframes to take. Keyframe. So now, even though the hands are really weird, if we just look at the low part, we can see we have, except for that we didn't adjust the ankle, but we have this moving going on, like that. And if I would, it's just sliding over the floor, right? Just sliding over the floor. So, okay, let's put on P here so we can actually see the model while it's playing. So what we should change now is still the ankle. The ankle here on the right foot. The left foot is going pretty good, but on the right foot it's not landing. So here on this spot here, we can change it that it is more like this. Yeah, and maybe even more going up like that. Always check before, and you can see that the keyframe is now a bit more pink instead of red. So with the keyframe it changes to darker red, so we know it's the right keyframe here. Same goes for this one, keyframe, and now it comes darker red, so you know it's been altered and you haven't set the keyframe yet actually. So now it's like skating, it's like ice skating away. And even this one we can settle a bit more, like here, with the rotation a bit more like this. Yeah. And keyframe it like this. Okay, so now we have a skating, and actually it's skating and it's afraid to, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, that's me making fun here. Okay, let's continue and improve it.